I discovered my style. It was like an accident. They asked me questions like, how were you able to get all these keyboards? You trashed it. My most painful experience as an artist. And I asked them, when your laptop went bad, what did you do? Hi, my name is Ozuma Patrick. I'm an artist, an alumnus of Polytechnic, where I study sculpture and installation major. I discovered my style and technique it was like an accident because I'm a very terrible hoarder. I don't throw things away because I believe that they are going to be useful. I remember one time when I was still working in a computer center where they do typesetting and I was teaching basic softwares. We used to pack our old computer keyboard, our damaged computer keyboard, and access other accessories in the store. One day, the owner came around and wanted to decongest the store, so they packed everything out. They wanted to throw it away. So I asked them what they wanted to use it for. They said they are going to trash it and burn it. My hoarding habit came off, and I packed those things and I took them to the house. I think at that moment, I didn't know what I was going to use it for. But when I got to school and I was about to do my final year project, I was looking for materials to explore. I said it's time to use these materials. I looked for a way to assemble them together, and that's how I started upcycling computer keyboard and allied parts. What art is to me? Actually, art no really get definition, but just like we say that art is relative. To me, art is any form, any way that you can express yourself. If you can express yourself by singing, if you can express yourself by writing, if you can express yourself by drawing images, any way that is very suitable for you, that it is very convenient for you to express yourself, that to me is art. When I was a child and I wanted to go and study art, firstly, my family did not encourage that because they believe that art is not a career that can make ends meet. I have to put in my best to learn as much as I can from lecturers and my peers. It wasn't really an easy journey, but then with the encouragement I get from lecturers and seeing that there are a few friends of mine who could do great things, I believe that I would be able to do great things too. A good artwork is an artwork that serves the purpose of which it is made. There are several purposes where an artist can make their works. For instance, an artist might be creating a work for the purpose of aesthetics, and another artist might be creating a work just to pass a message. If an artist is able to actualize the purpose of which the art is created, I believe that art is a good art. My life as an artist can be very overwhelming. There are a lot of things that is bothering the artist. But if I can use my message and my medium to create awareness and touch lives before I leave the earth, that is going to be my greatest joy. My most painful experience as an artist. Art is actually something you enjoy so much that sometimes you don't even think the experiences to be painful. The painful side of art, which is trying to express what you want to express the way it is in your head, you might not be able to. When you're not being able to get it out the way it's in your head. But sometimes I don't really think about it to be painful because I know it's part of the process. I can't really figure out what I can say is my most painful experience, but I've had some ugly experiences. When people tend to breach several things, sometimes getting to go get my materials and you see people telling you cannot pick the materials and these materials are trash and a whole lot of things. But I look at them as these are the processes. Nobody ever said that the processes are going to be very simple. But I don't really look at them like pains. I look at them as processes.
I'm taking shots.
My inspiration for my artworks come from the things that happens around me. My personal encounter with my environment. It's not alien to us that we are living in a tech-centric society where everybody wants to get the latest gadget in town and turn their old gadget into relics. So my major inspiration is the damages that our tech-centric lifestyle is doing to the environment. The processes I use to create my sculptures are majorly molding and casting. I employ molding and casting because that's the most suitable method for me. I first of all sketch my ideas. I have the concept in mind, then I sketch my ideas out, make a skeletal framework, then use my clay to mold the structure, the figurative sculpture I'm going to cast into computer keyboards and allied parts. I make my casts in the hollow mode. After making the cast, I bring out my work, couple it, do some chasing, clean the surface. Then if there are other things I want to do, other additional things or allied parts I want to put on the work, like panels, wires, and the rest, I do the embellishments and lacquer the work, like apply clear coat oil, and it's set. I've had several happy experiences as an artist, but I think my very best experience is the first time I saw people relate to my work. Relating to my work in the sense that they ask me questions like, how were you able to get all these keyboards? How were you able to get these materials? And my answer to them was, you trashed it. It was very hard for them initially to believe that I get these materials from dump sites and some engineers that intend to trash them. And they have these questions, how do you get a good number of them? And I asked them, when your laptop went bad, what did you do? They said they sold it to an engineer. I said, what did the engineer do afterwards? The thing is, they take the parts they need and the other parts, they trash them. My biggest joy that day was the fact that I was able to create an awareness that there are more proper ways to upcycle or recycle these materials. You don't just throw things away, because most of the things you throw away would end in the landfill. There are proper ways to upcycle them. So when people relate to my work, they are the beautiful experiences and my happiest experiences. My work captures basically the dangers of our tech-centric lifestyle. I use cyberpunk figures to capture how the excessive use of tech has influenced our life in the recent past. Using the computer keyboard in fragments from different laptops, the significance of this is coming together of different bodies for a particular cause. It doesn't matter where you grow up, it doesn't matter your ideology of life. We just need to come together to create a waste-free society, a society where we will not have a lot of waste littered in the environment, a society where we will face less challenges when it comes to global warming. I look up to a lot of people, but in Nigeria here, I look up to my senior colleagues like Dotun Pupola, who is doing very great works when it comes to synergetic metal sculptures, and Jonathan Imafido, who is based in Atlanta, Georgia, where he does magnificent sculptures from scrap metal. I have in my line of mentors, Adeola Balogun, whose body of work looks similar to what I am doing, and I derive a lot of inspirations from him. We're not working with the same material though, but we are tilted towards the same goal and towards passing the same kind of information to the public. In the diaspora, I have artists like the likes of Tironi and Perimeter, who inspires me a lot, and I look up to them. Their sculptures and the way they handle their materials. The future of arts and artists in general, there's a lot of things that are going to come because change is very constant. There was the period of traditional arts, and we moved from those stone age to the industrial age, where you start seeing problems of upcycling and recycling, and you see artists upcycling and recycling metals. I believe that we are going to see in future augmentation of tech, because the way we are going with this our tech centric lifestyle, we are going to see augmentation of tech into our everyday life. I mean, where people start looking like cyborg in the name of expression is bound to happen, because every age and era must have an influence in the people that would in turn have an influence in art. The reason why I'm doing upcycling and recycling of computer keyboard and highlight part is because there is a problem that is created by our overuse of tech products. I mean, our quest to get the latest tech. So a lot of things are going to happen in the future, but one thing I know is we should brace ourselves for change, and as well have it at the back of our mind that whatever we do, any decision we take is going to affect the future we are going to live in. The journey has actually been very overwhelming, and I mean, overwhelming in the sense that there are a lot of things that it entails, but I'll still say the journey has been worth it, and I've enjoyed every part of the journey. And I mean, fast forward to now that I'm a practicing artist in my own studio, creating stories, creating works I've always imagined in my heart, and making the impact that I always want to make in the world and around me. It has actually been a great experience. I mean, most of the dreams I had before now are coming to actualization. I have other dreams that I'm going to still actualize very soon. My advice to the young artist is to stay focused, because the purpose of art is to be able to express yourself in the best way you can. I mean, take yourself out of the monetary benefits of art. Have the focus in mind. Have a problem you are solving with your art. It might be an art for sustainability, you're fighting for the environment, go on with it. If you are addressing social vices, if you are doing a protest art, go on with it. If you are doing art for aesthetic purpose, go on with it. But the important thing is have the purpose in heart of which you are creating your art and follow it through. It was my most painful experience as an artist. Please, boss, I dey think am. I no know.